In this video, I'm sharing with you things to do in Ventura, California, actually, and more. Where should you eat? Where should you stay? What are the helpful things to know so that you can plan the best Ventura, California getaway coming up? And if you're new here, yo, I'm Christine Lozada with Where in the World is Seattle, and I make travel videos every week to help you get up, get out, and travel. So if you like to travel, consider subscribing. I'm gonna be totally honest in that I spent a lot of time traveling in Ventura, California, probably more than you need. 2 weeks in this place is kind of a lot, and I got to see a lot. So I want to share with you the things that I learned. And actually, to be honest, so many friends and family are asking me, oh, like, what should I do in Ventura? Where should I sit? This is that video. So let's dive straight in. The first thing to know before you travel there is, where is Ventura? Ventura is north of LA, but it's south before you hit Santa Barbara. If you're on a road trip up the California coast, should you stop there? Heck yeah, you should stop there. And what is the vibe like? The vibe of Ventura is kind of like this hippie beach town that's really quiet and easygoing, but has some really cool, awesome, vibey, modern restaurants and things to do. So let's actually start with that. The things to do, let's jump in. I want to start with my favorite activity. I love riding bikes. It's such a great way to explore a new place. And when you come to Ventura, in my opinion, there's kind of 3 ways that you can do a really fun ride. The first one is riding within Ventura, within the downtown, and especially along the waterfront. Check out the surfers, ride past the pier, and go down the dedicated run, walk, bike, jog path down to the marina. There's a park down there, and you can kind of see some more sights over there. This is a shorter ride, and it's really pretty. You get some really great views along the way, but the downside to it is that it can get really busy. There'll be a lot of pedestrians, a lot of people who are walking here, so you might want to come here either at an early time or just make sure you're biking at a casual, slow pace and you don't mind the crowds of people. The other ride that you can do is heading north, and you can go along this really beautiful bike path that goes along the water. And it's cool because it's a dedicated bike path for some parts, but the thing about it is that later you will eventually be sharing it with the road. And it's on a road where cars are not going slow. Like, I'm talking 50 miles an hour plus. So this is not like your family bike ride anymore. But if you're on a road bike and you're pounding the pavement, you got your helmet on, this is a great ride for that because you can go very, very far north. Or if you don't mind riding with traffic, this is a great ride to enjoy some views of the beach and have at least a bike path, but not a dedicated bike path on a ride north. But if you want that dedicated bike path goodness, the Ojai Valley Trail is phenoms. What is that? It's a longer bike trail that will take you from Ventura, following along the 33. It's its own set road. So you have your own dedicated bike road, bike path, bike road, whatever it is. The full thing is paved. It's awesome. And it will take you up to Ojai. Ooh, this is helpful to know. Going up to Ojai is literally going up. It's not like steep, like, oh, you're climbing hard, but it is a gradual climb going up. So it's just helpful to know because it means you can cruise downhill on the way home. And so if you're someone who is either an advanced cyclist, you like to ride a lot of miles, you don't mind pounding the pavement, that's a great ride to you, or cheat and do what I did, which is rent an e-bike. So let's actually talk about bike rentals, because if you want to rent a bike, there's kind of 2 spots in Ventura that I recommend. The first one is the Ventura Bike Depot, and this is a spot that I found because they're ranked the #1 best bike place in Ventura. Why? Because Ventura is kind of small and there's not really a lot of options. The guys that work there, super nice. You can get all kinds of bikes, whether you want a tandem bike or you want just a regular beach cruiser or you want something to tow a kid behind you. Like, they have a lot of variety in options. I prefer the next option, which is renting an e-bike, and renting an e-bike from Ventura e-bikes right in downtown Ventura. Oh man, these guys that work in the shop are so nice. And the thing about it is, like, I can't believe the steal I got in renting an e-bike. Not only that, these things go fast and far. On a single battery without having to charge it again, I rode almost 40 miles going from Ventura on the Ojai Valley Trail all the way up to Ojai, explored Ojai and came back. Which, by the way, I have videos on Ojai and I have videos just about the Ojai Valley Trail. Links in description below if that's something of interest to you. But pick up an e-bike if you want to choose your adventure in terms of how hard you're actually working. I did not want to exercise, so that was a great option for me. But these two spots are available to you for bike rentals. Oh, I got one more for you that I tried and kind of regret. I can't believe I still got this face and I didn't fall on it because I brought my rollerblades. And the thing about all of these roads in Ventura, they're fantastic for bikes. It's a lot of just stuff on the pavement, whether it's trees and sticks and all the other things. So riding a bike is perfectly fine, but if you want a smooth rollerblade, oh no! Let's talk about the next thing to do, because you're surrounded by it in Ventura, which is hang out on the beach. A lot of people hang out on the beach, especially near the pier area. It's beautiful, it really is beautiful. I was here during the fall and winter months, and so there weren't that many people at the beach, but there are tons of people in the water. So surfing is a huge thing in Ventura. I don't know if you know this, but Steve Walden is known as the father of the modern longboard. And so his shop, Walden Boards, is right here in Ventura, and you can go in, check it out, and see some of the cool longboards. You can rent surfboards around here, you can join all the people in the water, or you can just do what I did. Come here at sunset. It really is a beautiful spot to look at the pier, to watch the surfers, and just to enjoy the sunset. And that brings us to the next one, which is the pier. If you're getting some value out of this video, cheers that like button, consider subscribing. And if you have helpful tips, add them in the comments below. We're all a community and let's help each other out. I'm planning my return trip. I already have Ojai booked again for next year. So anyway, one of the places you have to visit when you're in Ventura is the pier. And there are a couple places to eat and drink at. There's the taco place and there's this brewery. But there's also a lot of, well, the world famous fish taco place is off the pier, actually a really short walk away. And I have been peeping Transmission Brewery. There's so many cool breweries around Ventura, but don't miss coming to the pier, especially at sunset, because you get some really, really good views. And in general, walking along that entire waterfront area is very, very pretty. So I recommend going for a walk and just enjoying a nice stroll in Ventura. So let's hold the phone because real quick, I've said a few things around things to do in the area that were like biking and walking and like, Christine, what if I'm not like an outdoorsy person? I don't want to be outside. Like, what the heck else is there to do? I have a couple suggestions. One, go nearby to Ojai. It's really, especially if you like drinking wine, go inside and drink a crap load of wine. I do a very good job of that every time I travel, but Ojai's really great wineries to go and visit that are fantastic. Check out my other video, link in the description below. The other thing in Ventura is, well, actually three things. One, go to the Ventura Museum. It's free, why not? Go check it out. They have a great indoor museum, but go check that out. It's right at the entrance to the downtown area. The next thing you can do is go shopping. Go shopping. There's actually really cool shops in downtown. It's really fun to just kind of poke around in some of those stores, if that's the thing for you. And another place that I thought was so cool was Iron and Resin. I'd love just looking at all of the things that were in this store. It's a really cool spot where you can just check out cool finds. And as you make your way through the store and out to the back, you will find the coffee shop that's out in the back area. Get the coffee, get the pie, check out Iron and Resin. There's a couple other shops that are really interesting. The Findings Market was really cool. They have just really unique products in there. And then if you want to get weird, walk through the Xander building. There's all kinds of weird stuff in there, but it's just fun to walk around the downtown and pop into the different shops that are down there. Ooh, speaking of downtown, there's one other thing that you should check out, and that's on Saturdays. Every Saturday, actually, year-round, they have the farmers market. So that's one thing that's available down there. Let's talk about some restaurants. The Cocktail Trust. This is my spot. I love this place. It's not only just a cool vibe, but I loved sitting at the bar and having a drink. And one of the things I was really surprised by is I ordered the eggplant parmesan. If that thing is on the menu, you need to get it. It is the thickest piece of eggplant I've ever seen cooked perfectly. I mean, if you ever cook eggplant at home, if you don't slice it really thin, it's like, it tastes awful. Anyway, they slice it really thick and it's delicious. Whatever they did to it, it ain't healthy anymore, but it was really good and we just had a really nice experience. They have really good service here. Cocktail Trust has a great menu of both drinks and food, cool vibe, so I definitely recommend checking out this spot. Speaking of good vibes, Model Citizen, whoa, this is a spot that I walked past after I went to, bonus tip, if you like yoga, consider a really fantastic yoga studio at Yoga Jones. I loved working out there. I use ClassPass, which allows me to work out at classes everywhere I travel for a fraction of what the actual drop-in fee costs. So if you want a discount on your first classes, link in the description below to check that out. But I love ClassPass. I went to Yoga Jones, great yoga studio, and afterwards, as I was walking to meet a friend at a restaurant I kind of recommend, we'll talk about that in a second, I walked past Model Citizen, and as I peeked inside, I was literally like face pressed against the glass because I was like, what a cool looking space. If you go to this place, not only will you experience a really cool vibe, you'll have a great wine list, and one of the things you cannot miss getting is the carrots. They have these carrots that are just fire. They're so good. They're just really, really well prepared and seasoned. And if I could just eat, I don't even really like eating carrots that much. Anyway, get the carrots. Model Citizen, great spot to stop in at. So I'm gonna be honest, and I was headed to Paradise Pantry, which actually is like really friendly service and a really cool, like welcoming, homey vibe. I really loved like being in that restaurant. The downside of it is you can't be in that restaurant for that long because they want you out. In other words, they have very early hours and they will close for dinner earlier than you are done with your dinner. And when they are getting close to that time, it's not like, oh, you come in the door and you can't sit down, but rather like if you're sitting down and you've already ordered and you're eating, like finish up because it's time to go. That's how I felt. But come to this place for really fantastic vegan and vegetarian options. Come here early, come here for lunch, come here for a very early dinner, and enjoy this atmosphere and enjoy their really great menu. There are two spots that I actually really recommend that you go to. One is on the beaten path and one's kind of off the beaten path. The first one that I recommend is going to Rum Fish y Vino and go there for dinner. This is a spot that's right in downtown. It's a big format restaurant, tons of indoor seating, even more outdoor seating, and go for the seafood. They have a really fantastic menu and they prepare the seafood extremely well. A really great wine list. This is your spot to go to for dinner in a really nice environment, eating well-prepared food. I had a fantastic dinner here. I really loved it. So Rum Fish y Vino right in downtown. The other spot that's kind of off the downtown strip area, but go to Himalaya. This place has really great Yelp reviews. I'm an 11-year Yelp elite, got my black badge, care about giving helpful reviews, but Himalaya was delicious. If you want Nepali cuisine served in a very casual environment with very, very nice service, this is your spot. I was like, I don't know what to get, so I'm gonna get the traditional Nepali meal with curry. And it basically came with a bunch of little dishes, so maybe like 80% more than I could actually eat. I took it to go. It was delicious to go, by the way, when I ate it later. But I definitely recommend coming here if you wanna try a Nepali/Indian type cuisine. Oh man, I have one more I have to suggest because I actually spent Thanksgiving here. I ate at the Asian restaurant with my family, and it was such a great experience. It's kind of a cool vibe right in downtown. They have a full bar, and they have a whole set of all kinds of Asian food. Here's a few things that stood out. One, the ramen. The ramen was super delicious. I was very happy with that. And another one that really stood out, oh my gosh, get the dessert. There's this dessert mango thingy that you should not eat by yourself, and if you do, props. But go check it out, definitely recommend it. Let's talk about an idea of where to stay, because I did something a little bit different when I was in Ventura, and it was staying in a trailer park, a luxury trailer park. I went to Waypoint, which was kind of a different stay. They have vintage trailers here. And so you can stay in an Airstream, or you can stay at the big boy, in other words, tour bus, at the end of their park. And it was kind of a cool and different experience in which, yes, we did have our own bathroom on site, but we had shared facilities in terms of like where we barbecued and where we sat by the fireplace. And in the mornings, you could go to their area in the front to get coffee and fresh squeezed orange juice. They have bike rentals, but it was just kind of a unique stay. So if that interests you, consider checking it out. Info in the description below. And there's also a full blog post that goes with this entire video that gives you other options and ideas of where to stay, so you can check that out as well. But don't forget about Ojai. If you want to go stay in Ojai instead and come visit Ventura instead of the opposite, I did both on one of my trips. I stayed in Ojai, visited Ventura, and then went and stayed in Ventura and then visited Ojai. And it was great going both ways because these two spots are right next to each other. So come join me in that video. There's a whole lot of fun going on over there, and I'll see ya in Ojai. Ciao.